Hey YouTube, it's day 5 of the 30-day fast, and I've been doing really good and been feeling great. The first couple of days, I was doing water fast for the first 3 days, and then I started feeling very tired and lethargic, so I decided to cut off the water fast into the juice fast, and it helps a lot because the work I serve on a farm, and so I do gardening work like digging, planting, pruning trees, picking fruit, etc., etc. And I just needed the juice to keep on going, so that's what's been happening recently. And then with the juice, I drink about a gallon to a gallon and a half a day. Essentially, the more you drink, the more energy you have, and the less detox symptoms you start to feel, and allows you to still maintain productivity in daily life. So yeah, and also the more active you are, the younger you are, etc., will determine how much juice you should be drinking. But for someone young like myself and who's doing pretty active work, as well as going to the gym afterwards, requires, at least for myself, I feel that a gallon to gallon and a half, usually a gallon and a half is solid. I feel really good after that, and haven't been needing much sleep. I'd say about solid 4 hours, sometimes more if I'm just don't feel like getting up, but generally 4 hours of sleep. So I've been enjoying that a lot because it'll allow me to get back into polyphasic sleeping, which is, if you don't know already, um, multiple sleep cycles. So generally, I try to do 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours at night. Right now, 4 because I'm very busy throughout the day, and then maybe small naps here and there. So like a nap at noon, maybe a nap around evening time, 6 o'clock or so. And so I've been really enjoying the extra energy to allow me to pursue that more. And that reminds me, another good thing for those fasting and not fasting is to, like, when I fast, especially something like 30 days, um, I've set some goals in terms of like getting certain things done or wanting to work on certain hobbies. And so one, it takes the focus away from the fast, and at the same time breaking away from that food craving, because recently, very unusual, normally when I fast 10 days, 5 days, 7 days, I don't get much food cravings, but now has been a lot more so. So for me, it's the cleansing, the detox is going deeper, and we'll get into that in just a bit. So yeah, so setting hobbies and goals and stuff allows you to really kind of zero in and focus on that, while the fast is kind of does its thing. You don't have to worry so much about it, which is very nice. And so I suggest that to you guys to implement in whatever thing you're doing, like a 30-day challenge on something, to since set that goal, but then turn your mind away from it, so that it just starts to run on itself. Same thing like if you're trying to quit certain addictions like masturbation or whatever, coffee, maybe using too much social media, whatever it may be. Um, don't really focus on the negatives, but focus on the positive. So now that you set that intention, then start to focus elsewhere, so you don't have to keep your thoughts on that thought stream, because there's lots of crazy turns and untroubled waters essentially going down that route. So it's best to like set down that goal and then move elsewhere to over there, and then begin work in that direction. That will allow you to more easily maintain that previous habit that you're trying to change. And so I realized in the first video I talked a little bit, but I didn't talk much about my own reasons for the fast, and want to get more into the the purpose of fasting, the power of fasting essentially. And so to understand that, we first have to understand the body and its systems, because when we when we understand that the body is always trying to heal itself, that the body is divine intelligence that the body will always try to repair and recover damage done. Essentially, the body is always serving in our best interest. Once we begin to understand and see the body from that angle, then we see that the purpose of fasting opens up room for the body to begin the detoxification, the cleansing, which means the backed up meals within inside your colon. Like with cooked meals, you can have up to 12 to 15 backed up meals within the colon at a given time. That does not even include the years of decayed, like fecal matter and stuff that lines the colon walls. And um, this undecayed um, fecal matter, this waste that's lying inside the colon, it produces toxins and releases toxins to the bloodstream. And so this really affects our moods. It will creates that heaviness. What really brings the consciousness down. From my experience, when I really began fasting and eating raw food, I remember very vividly. I had like maybe this big a piece of like a veggie burrito, like a sample, a taste, like a year ago, and after eating it, maybe within 10 to 15 minutes, the consciousness just, if I could, descended literally. The energy levels just went down. It was just like, and I can't say it wasn't like grounding feeling, but it was like shackles that like you're getting pulled down to hell, so to speak, metaphorically. And so, which is why it's, and one, I don't want to get into the tangent about raw food, but so going back to fasting, is that the body is trying to clean this stuff out. The body knows what's good for it and what's not good for it. It doesn't need man's assistance to know that knowledge. And so as soon as the body is freed up from digestion, it begins to work on what's useful and what's not useful, what can promote health and what promotes disease. And it begins to flush out that stuff that produces disease, those toxins and stuff. And to really succeed on the raw diet, it's best to either do a longer period of transition, like you follow Professor Arnold Ehret of the Mucusless Diet Healing System. He suggests that the whole transition, depending on obviously lots of factors like age, previous diets, eating habits, lifestyle habits, etc., that'll take 1 to 3 years. And he suggests like a gradual transition from like steamed veggies to maybe cooked meal once a week, and then like baked potatoes, essentially well toasted bread and stuff like that to help you slowly loosen those cravings into a raw diet. Another option is doing like a long juice fast, like 90 days, essentially going the distance until your system's completely clean. And so for myself, I've been working with the Arnold Ehret diet for a year and maybe 3 months or so, 4 months. And now I'm beginning to, well, now for the most part, I want to start working on like the deep rooted toxins, the toxins that start from this very, very young eating habits that we were exposed to, that people are exposed to. And so now the purpose of the juice fast is to begin cleaning out the deep rooted stuff so that it makes the raw diet easier. Because when I was going raw for about a month, 2 months before beginning this juice fast, it was at times very hard to abstain from eating cooked food just because of the habit is there, the addiction is there, the tendency is there. And so it just makes more of a mental battle than I would like, to be honest. Like, who likes to really struggle over changing new habits? And so the fast will help to reset, will help to cleanse and allow space for the body to just naturally crave raw foods. And so, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that aspect of things. And then that is my real personal reason for the fast, is to kind of clean out the deep rooted stuff and allow the body to enter its natural state once again. And yeah, so that's it for this update. Been feeling great, enjoying the fast, looking forward to more days and conquering these cravings. Thank you all for tuning in. Peace be with you all.